Star Wars Battlefront 2's latest Scarif update came with some smaller changes that are less in the spotlight, but changes that are worth noting. With this being the final Battlefront 2 update, which I'm sure we're all still really sad about, and it's starting to settle in, it feels like every change to the game is significant. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. You might have already seen some of these changes. Some of them were listed in the Battlefront 2 community transmission, but hopefully you'll also learn something new about the game. So let's go. First up, Crait has a new map. Well, a new time of day anyway. This sunset version of Crait is playable in Heroes vs Villains and is based on Luke and Kylo Ren's showdown in The Last Jedi. A fitting map for Heroes vs Villains that looks absolutely stunning. All the sunset maps, man, they all look great. The new Scarif map, the pink Hoth one, and now this. Great seeing the walkers in the distance also. Makes it feel so much more dramatic, and Kylo's shuttle is also there in the distance. And I'm not sure if you can play on this map in Galactic Assault, which is where the original Crait map is from, but that'd be cool to see. Have to go play that game mode again. And if there's one map already in the game I could choose to come to co-op and Supremacy, now that we know Battlefront 2 has ended, I think it'd be this. It's such a stunning, unique location and looks exactly like it does in the film. If you've scrolled through the maps available to play in instant action missions, you might have noticed a few new maps added to the list. Both the First Order Resurgent class Star Destroyer and the Resistance MC-85 Star Cruiser are playable in both online and offline co-op. The Age of Republic Venator class Star Destroyer and Separatist Providence class Dreadnought were added to co-op in a previous update, but now it's great to see all the capital ships playable as their own maps and not just in the second phase of Supremacy. I felt like you never got a good enough chance to explore and play on them, and now we can. And I love how quickly you get the feeling of being overrun on these maps, especially in co-op. Seeing dozens of Resistance fighters break into the First Order ship feels incredibly cinematic and like a moment from the films. That's what this update's all about. It's just creating all these filmic moments. First Crait, now this. And Scarif, of course. And the same goes for the Resistance ship. Seeing so many stormtroopers storm the hallways, you see what I did there. The Star Destroyer map is docked over Jakku and the Resistance ship over Takodana. I'm assuming you can see each planet out the window somewhere. I need to go exploring these ships further to discover more of their secrets and Easter eggs. And speaking of Easter eggs, the First Order Star Destroyer has a new droid who's recently been stationed aboard. This is the Iron Droid, originally seen in The Last Jedi. And the droid is ironing Matt, the radar technician's overalls. This character is from a skit Adam Driver did on SNL, where Kylo Ren became an undercover boss and pretended to be a radar technician in the First Order. First of all, I love that there's such a thing as an iron droid, a droid made just for ironing clothes. It's brilliant. And these are some pretty decent fabric physics also. See the way it moves back and forward? I feel like it should be done ironing this particular part of the overalls though. If he goes over it a few more times, he's gonna burn a hole in the pants, and that's going to make old Matt the radar technician a little angry. So something I've been wanting in co-op and instant action ever since the game modes came out were AI vehicles. These were added to instant action in a previous update, but now you'll also see them in co-op. And this makes the game feel so much more like the original Battlefront 2. The large-scale battles you could have in that game felt so immersive because they included AI heroes and vehicles. And now, here they are in this Battlefront 2. You'll see enemy tanks, walkers, ATSTs on Hoth. That was pretty cool to see. Wasn't expecting that. I was trying to see if I could find an AI riding a Tauntaun, but it seems like they can't do this, unfortunately. And do any of you actually use the Tauntauns? Every time I try ride one, I feel like they're so clunky to control and I get stuck on stuff, and I can't say I've ever enjoyed my Battlefront 2 Tauntaun experience. A more subtle change to the game, Battlefront 2 just added a bunch of new HUD options found in the options menu. You can change stuff like the appearance of your in-game abilities, if you want them to have an outline or not, or be completely turned off, stuff like that. You can basically have full control over everything you see on screen in the game, except from the enemies shooting at you. But it's cool that they've added this to make it more customizable. And if you want to see everything you can change now, just go to your options menu, you'll find it there. Battlefront 2 also has a few new appearance options you might not have noticed in the collection menu. On any map, when playing in each era, you can now play as the First Order Snowtrooper and Imperial Snowtrooper, as well as the Imperial Sandtrooper for the Heavy class, and a Zabrak Specialist in the Rebellion and the Resistance. And I'm not sure how I feel about some of these changes. It's going to be pretty strange seeing Snowtroopers running around on Scarif and shoretroopers on Hoth, but I guess this is part of the Battlefront experience. You play the game how you want to play it. And you create your own scenario. Maybe they ran out of shoretroopers and needed extra reinforcements on Scarif, so sent in a snowtrooper. Battlefront 2 is now similar to Battlefront 1 in this respect, where appearances aren't locked to certain maps. Battlefront 1 had Bespin guards all running around on Hoth, etc, etc, you know what I mean. You remember those days. Every Battlefront 2 update comes with a bunch of different weapons and hero changes, nerfs and buffs. One stood out to me in this update that I just have to share with you guys, the Cycler Rifle. This was one of my favorite star cards back in Battlefront 1, and I was so excited when it came to Battlefront 2, but a little disappointed it wasn't nearly as powerful. So much so that I made 3 videos talking and ranting about snipers in Battlefront. The Cycler is supposed to be a projectile weapon, but felt like a potato gun. A gun made for shooting potatoes. That was the Cycler Rifle a few weeks ago. But it just had its damage increased from 65 to 75, and this feels like it makes a huge difference. It's much more usable now, and just that little damage increase makes it play more competitively, especially on maps suited to snipers like Hoth. I love this map, partly because of this reason, and also because of the Sunset version. So, were there any other changes to Battlefront 2 that I missed? And if there's one thing you could change about Battlefront 2, now that we know it's over, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. Also, 50 Insane Details on Scarif is out now. I found a few really cool, unique Easter eggs on Scarif. It's also a gorgeous map, so if you want to see some pretty shots of this beach map and see how insanely detailed it is, go watch this video here. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Discord for more on Battlefront 2, Star Wars gaming, everything. Still sad this is the last Battlefront 2 update, but there's lots here, lots for us to keep having fun with, so I'm going to continue doing just that. Thanks for watching this. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.